voter turnout. So it got us wondering, hey, Rachel, can we go back? What did past presidential elections look like when it comes to the weather?
This was really interesting. I enjoyed looking back at some of the data to see just how those temperatures were. And this is looking back at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. So I've got these in those 4-year increments from your presidential elections. 2020 on November 3rd started off with temperatures just below freezing, which makes sense. Your average first freeze is actually around November 4th. We are not going to be there this time around, but we ended up in the upper 60s with dry conditions. 2016, 30s to 60s dry, 30s to 40s in 2012 and dry. So I mean, we've had some cold presidential election days here in the Charlotte area. You date all the way back to 2012, and then finally 2008, 2004, you see those 50s and the 60s and the 70s, but you also have a little bit of rain. So interesting to say the least, Jamie.
I do remember 2012. Yeah, it was chilly that year. Okay, all that said, that's the past. What about the future? How are we looking this year?
Yeah, it's within the 7-day forecast officially. So if we just had to sum it up for you, let me press my space bar and I'll show you what we're expecting here. We're expecting temperatures in the morning hours to be in the 50s, and then we'd be in the 70s if you're planning on voting around midday. And this is for election day, not for early voting. So this is looking ahead to next Tuesday. We'll be in the 70s even as those polls close around 7:30 in the evening hours. Looking dry at this point. We'll kind of be in between cold fronts as it stands right now with a mix of sun and clouds. So that's going to be pretty comfortable. I know in the years past we've needed the coats, the winter coats, standing in line to go vote, and I just don't think that's going to be the case the way things are looking now. Of course, it's a week out. We'll let you know if that changes, but that's a preview of what we're expecting.
So that's not going to be an issue, it doesn't look like, on election day. And as you know, in that 7 day, a lot of things going on this week. We got soccer, we got Halloween, we got all kinds of things. Let's get your full forecast here in just a minute, okay? All right, thank you, Rachel. Coming up next here.